And some of you guys are like, CycleCruza, man, did you know you can get really cheap Chinese electric motorcycles? Have you ever considered getting a Chinese electric motorcycle, CycleCruza?
Let's go for a ride. You are watching CycleCruza's all-in-one motorcycle channel. Subscribe today. Continue to leave video suggestions, but you may find what you're looking for by visiting my website at CycleCruza.com and click on the menu tab My Videos. And those are a bunch of playlists with all of my videos categorized in them to make it easier for you to navigate through.
I'll tell you, I think electric motorcycles are fantastic for commuting. I think it's great if you ride, say you commute, 20 miles, back and forth to work. I think that could probably save you a fortune, doing that. And electric motorcycles had a ton of torque, but there's some cons to them, of course, and mainly the cost. They're so expensive, and that's where a lot of you guys were telling me about the Chinese electric motorcycles that are cheap. There's one out there that's like $2,000 that looks like a Honda Gram. And I think it has a 62-mile range. It does like 47 miles per hour top speed, or 58 or something like that. It doesn't go fast at all, but I think one of you viewers has that. And you're like, man, it's a fun bike. It's cool. CycleCruza, would you consider getting something like that? I'll tell you, I already did a video talking about, why I wouldn't get an electric motorcycle. It's not really or should I say, the Honda Gram. And the Honda Gram is a cool little F-around bike, don't get me wrong. I think the bike's way too expensive at like whatever, what do they charge? What is it? Whatever, $3,000, $4,000, or it's just ridiculous at the price they charge. Now this little electric Chinese bike that costs $2,000. I wouldn't, honestly, I'll tell you guys, I don't recommend buying anything Chinese, except for maybe some Chinese brake levers or some stuff like that. But I would not buy, as you guys know, I owned a Chinese scooter, and I paid, like $1,200 for it or something like that. And I'll tell you guys that was a waste of money, man. I only got 800 miles out of that bike. But that had a motor on it, a gas motor, unlike this Chinese electric bike that's has a battery, a lithium battery on it. And but I still don't trust Chinese stuff because a lot of really great stuff is made in China, don't get me wrong. You'd be surprised, like some of these Japanese, the bikes, some of their stuff is actually made in China, but they are produced and they have excellent quality control in those China facilities. But straight up Chinese stuff that doesn't, my problem is that they don't have good quality control for the all Chinese stuff. I'll tell you, my Chinese scooter that I had so many stuff that rattled on it, so many loose screws, cheap. It was just a lot of cheap stuff, cheap materials on it, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, man. I think could be a death machine. I'll tell you guys, I look back and I cringe seeing me doing like 60, what was I doing, 50 miles an hour on that thing, and that thing rattling me. I think that's what made it exciting and fun to me, is because it was like pushing the edge of safety with that Chinese scooter, man. Thing just rattling, just wobbling here and stuff, rattle on it. And I tell you, I was very lucky that a wheel didn't come off or a screw and the thing just fall apart out there on the street. And I tell you, that's why I low-sided on that Chinese scooter I had, is because the tires were dry rot. It was absolute trash tires. Absolutely dangerous tires that was on that Chinese scooter, man. I don't know how they were able to sell a bike with such tires on it. Anytime there was any moisture out there on the street, that thing slid all over the place. I'll tell you guys, absolute dangerous tires, man. And I was only doing, I think, about 30 miles per hour around the corner in torrential rain, and the tire just slid up underneath me, man. I low-sided. Thank God there wasn't a car behind me or anything. But I just don't trust the stuff they put on Chinese bikes. I don't trust their Chinese tires. I don't trust the Chinese screws on there. I don't trust any of that stuff, man. Now, I will tell you, though, I do have a Chinese gel battery that's in this bike right now. And I've had this thing for probably like 2 years or more now. I did a video on it way back, and I told you I'd give you a long-term update on it. The thing is still good, man. I only paid like $30 for that battery. And it's still good. I have no issues. I keep a trickle charger on it, and I've had no issues whatsoever. So there are some great Chinese stuff, don't get me wrong, man.
I had good luck with Chinese fairings on my 600RR and now my 1000RR, and I've had several sets over the years, as you guys know.
You know, I'm not a complete hater of Chinese stuff, but it's hit or miss. And I would not want to even spend $2,000. Like I said, I spent $1,000, and the only way I'm not really mad about that is because I parted that Chinese scooter out. I took all the parts off it and sold it on a website, my own website, and I actually made like $2,000 off of it. So I actually made money off of it. So that's why I'm not really upset. But I'll tell you guys that I would avoid a Chinese motorcycle. Now, for you viewer, that viewer that has that Chinese electric motorcycle, leave a comment and tell us how it's working out for you. You know, that's why I do these videos. I want you guys to share. I want this to be a community that we share our experience and everything, our knowledge. We all gain knowledge together, and it can keep us from wasting our money, or maybe help us get really great deals, find sick stuff out there. Like I said, that's why I do these videos, man. I love it. I love the community participation. Please leave a comment. Let's talk about it. But my opinion is, stay away from Chinese bikes, period, man. And they have another bike they're coming out with, or I don't know if it's out yet, but it's kind of a knockoff of the Zero motorcycle. And they want like freaking $9,500 for that bike. I guess it's got similar performance and range as the Zero bike, but $9,500 for a Chinese bike? No way, no how. You're crazy. Never would you get my $9,500. I'll tell you that. I'd buy a Zero. I'd rather spend a couple of $1,000 extra on the Zero than I would the Chinese bike. There's no way I'm buying a Chinese bike for $9,500. They're crazy, man. Hey, I see a trail going on in there. Some proper urban foolery over here, baby. I'm about to go get my dual sport WI 250i. Have some fun. I tell you, you want to have some fun on a motorcycle, get you a dual sport for that dual sport life, baby. That's what you got to get. Or Supermoto, like my YZ Supermoto. It's the most fun I've had on a motorcycle. I love that. Oh shit! Powerful and lightweight YZ 450 Fucking X-rated. This thing is a mofo, my goodness. It's awesome. But anyways, guys, like I said, leave a comment. Let's talk about it, man. Share your experience. But for those of you guys who want to get my gear, you know, these gauntlet gloves, camo pants, my new helmet, leather jackets, boots, all my stuff. I always include links in the description and comment section of my videos, or go to my website at CycleCruza.com. Click on the menu tab, My Gear, and that's links to all my stuff.
Hit thumbs up. Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.